Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma Pigeon. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat today. If you do end up liking this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you are already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for being here. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a core focused flow. So I would recommend grabbing a block. It's not mandatory. If you have one, definitely recommend it. Otherwise, something similar size. So maybe like a volleyball or a soccer ball, something about the same size. We're just gonna use it in a few drills, but you don't necessarily need it. And when I say core focus, we're not just focusing on the superficial abdomen. So when you think like six pack, we're gonna focus on the entire core. So what wraps around, front of the core, sides, and the back. Also your lower transverse abs, we use those quite a bit around the hip flexors in our yoga practice. So you'll probably notice when you strengthen these muscles, your entire practice will feel stronger, easier, more fluid, a little bit less clumsy or sloppy. So engaging your core and having a really strong core is not only great for safety, but it just helps your practice kind of feel a little bit more fluid and more intentional, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs. So have you lie down with the bottoms of your feet to touch and knees out wide in Supta Baddha Konasana. You can scoot your feet further away from you or closer to you, and you might actually just slide that block up towards you so you can easily grab it when we need to. Allow your palms to face up or place your hands on your inner thighs. Start to arrive into your body and onto your mat. Take a few deep breaths here. Letting go of anything that has or has not happened since you stepped on your mat. Clear out the day. Fresh start. Every single breath a new opportunity to find your center. Tune in, pay attention to what's going on. Every exhale, an opportunity to find a little more space, a little more comfort, a little more sinking in. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee over to meet the left knee and stretch your arms in opposite directions. Look off to the right, nice supine twist. You might take your left hand and place it on your right thigh. Nice and gentle, breathing into the right side lung. Release your left hand from your thigh, come back to your Supta Baddha Konasana, let your knees fall wide open, and then take your left knee over to meet your right knee and look off to your left. Nice and easy, maybe right hand on top of left thigh to add a little extra. Big breaths. And release your hand. Open your left knee out wide again, back to your Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the outside edges of your feet down and gently start to lift your hips up. So you feel your glutes, you feel your inner thighs. It's a butterfly bridge pose. Feel nice opening through those hips as you press the outer edges of your feet down. And slowly lower your hips down. Close your knees up like a book and then walk your heels a little closer to you. We'll do a few rounds of kind of spinal articulation. So I want you to kind of scoop your tailbone underneath you, press your low back into the mat, start to lift your tailbone, and then one vertebrae at a time, lifting your hips up towards a bridge pose. And then starting near your upper back, start to lower one vertebrae at a time, meaning the tailbone will come down last. Nice and slow. Again, lift up from the tailbone, lumbar spine, thoracic spine, and then lower down from the thoracic spine, all the way to the lumbar. Tailbone comes down last. Let's do two more. Lift up, nice and slow. Take it at your own pace. And slowly lower. We'll do one more. Gently, slowly, hips come up. And gently, slowly, back comes down. All right, awesome. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Let's take a happy baby pose. Grab your feet or ankles and pull your knees down towards your armpits. You can imagine your shin bones going down into your knee joints, and gently tuck your chin. Feel a stretch along the back of your neck. Feel a nice opening through your inner thighs. Maybe rock a bit side to side. All right, let's go ahead and release that. Hug your right knee in towards you. Now I want you to grab your block. Now, I like the long or medium width. Your right elbow and top of the right thigh are gonna press into the block. So you can almost imagine someone's trying to pick the block up from above you, and you're pressing into it so hard that you will not let them grab the block. Now, right elbow, right upper thigh, pressing into the block. Stretch your left arm up and overhead. Now glue your low back to the mat like we just did in bridge pose. Lift your left leg up off the mat. Now lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Your right hand can actually touch the right side of your head, or you can just float it away. Then I want you to crunch your left elbow towards your left knee, and then re-extend your left arm and your left leg. Exhale, crunch, left elbow, left knee. Your low back stays on the mat the entire time. Inhale, extend, flex your feet. Exhale, squeeze, elbow, knee. The entire time you're pressing top of the right thigh and right elbow towards each other. So if someone were to try to grab that block from above you, they would not be able to because you're pressing so hard. Let's do 3 more. Big inhale. Should be challenging. Exhale. If it's not, lift your head and shoulders up more. 2. And 1. Awesome. Re-extend left arm, left leg, and then release your block. Take a nice full body stretch. And we'll switch. So hug your left knee in and then place that block between the top of your thigh and your left elbow. Actively pressing the block inwards. Flex your left foot. Your left hand can grab the side of your head or just float away. Extend your right arm, bicep by your ear, and float your right leg up off the mat. Lift your head and shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale, crunch, right elbow, right knee. Inhale, big reach, extend. Low back stays on the mat. Exhale, crunch. Your lower abs, you should definitely feel this. Big inhale and exhale. Keep it going with the pace of your breath and continue driving your left elbow and the top of your right thigh or left thigh into that block. So if someone were to try to grab it, they could not. Last 2. And 1. Extend and release. Remove that block and take a nice full body stretch. Extend your arms, point your toes. Now feet on the mat. We'll do a bridge pose, but kind of just more to stretch out the abdomen. So scoop your tailbone, lift your hips up. You want to feel a nice stretch through the lower abdomen, maybe even the hip flexors. Just kind of release all of that work we just did. And then slowly bring your hips down. Hug your knees in and rock up and down your spine a few times. We'll meet in a comfortable seat. You could always sit on your block, or you could take a kneeling position if you prefer. We'll just put one shin in front of the other. Bring your hands onto your knees for a few rounds of seated cat-cow. As you inhale, arch your back, look up at the ceiling. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin in. Inhale, roll forward on your sitting bones, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round, sink back. So you're actually kind of rocking on your sitting bones forward and backwards. Let's do a few more. Last one. Back through center and just switch which leg is in front. Now let's take those arms out in a cactus shape. So think about sitting up nice and tall without arching your low back. So you're pulling your ribs in, arms are in a cactus shape. And then I just want you to take a big breath in. On your exhale, twist your torso to the right as far as you can. Inhale back through center. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Now instead of focusing on the breath being nice and long, we're actually going to speed up the breath here. So you're going to be moving a little bit quicker, like so. Inhale, to the right. Inhale to the left. Inhale, right. Inhale, left. Inhale, twist. Inhale, twist. So with every inhale, you come back through center. With every exhale, you're twisting. Now, if your elbows start to drop below shoulder height, try to lift those up. You'll start to feel it in your shoulders, your thoracic spine, and you're squeezing your low belly. So you're gonna avoid rounding in your low back here. You can keep your neck neutral, so your gaze is kind of going in a nice 180 degrees. That way you're not really twisting into your neck and building too much tension up there. You could even make your exhales nice and forceful out of your nose. So it sounds something like, we'll do for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. Keep your arms, reach your arms up. You'll feel it in your shoulders. You can do it. Arms extending, relax your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Hands behind you. Put your feet out in front of you. Reverse table or bench pose. Scoop your tailbone, lift your hips up. Should feel pretty nice on the front of your shoulders. Get the blood moving in your legs. And lower your seat back down. Cross over your ankles and we'll meet in a tabletop position. Tabletop position, and we'll actually press it right back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips to the sky and then start to move around. Pedal your legs, shake your head. You could always put your hands on blocks or grab the outside edges of your mat if your hands feel a little slippy. Depending on how your body's feeling, you might need to bend your knees even more. Maybe your legs are straight, that's great too. Start to lift your heels up, squeeze your calf muscles. Feel your tailbone flip up, hollow out your armpits. Squeeze your low belly. Almost feel like your belly button's drawing up towards your tailbone. Take as many little baby steps as you can. So you really want to try to tippy toe your feet. That way you'll feel your lower abs. Eventually feet to the front of the mat. Then bring your feet out about hips width. On your inhale, lift up halfway and hold. Grab your block if you've got it. We're gonna place the block the medium way. Hands kind of on the outside of the block so they're pushing inwards. Now extend your arms forward so you're in an L shape. You're looking down towards your feet. Plug your shoulders back. Try to avoid arching your back here. You wanna tuck your ribs in. I like a gentle bend in the knees to keep from hyperextending. Start to lean your weight a little bit more forward. You'll start to feel the back of your body wake up. Your lower abs, your lower back. 3, 2. Keep the block 1, rise all the way up to stand. Keep pressing the block in towards each other if you've got a block, and lean over to the right. So usually when we do a side bend like this, the right arm's kind of pulling the left arm up and over, but now the right hand also has to press into the block. So you're engaging your shoulders, your core a lot more. Squeeze your legs. Inhale, center. Keep pushing the block in and lean to the left. Now left arm working instead of just pulling the right arm up and over. Inhale back through center. Exhale, forward fold, remove that block. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, right foot, then left foot to a high plank. Feel space between your shoulders and look down between your thumbs. Inhale, shift your weight forward and lower all the way down onto your belly. Take it nice and slow. Untuck your toes and then bring your forearms to the mat, Sphinx pose. Plug your shoulders back and your sternum forward. Squeeze your legs and feel your kneecaps lift. Now, option 1, a little easier. Tuck your toes and take a normal forearm plank. Option 2, keep the tops of your feet down. Lift your hips up. I think this kind of looks like or feels like a penguin. So like your flippers, the tops of the feet are down. You'll feel this a lot more in your lower abs, your hip flexors. Scoop your tailbone towards your heels. Even if you're in normal forearm plank, you should start to feel the tension building. Look down between your thumbs so your neck is neutral for 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower your hips down. Slide your hands back under your shoulders and roll yourself up to a cobra pose. Feel free to look a little bit right and left. Wiggle your hips around side to side. And then when you're ready, take it back to a child's pose. Knees out wide and forehead down. Take a big breath in and exhale. Big breath in. Exhale. Let's meet in a downward facing dog. Hips up to the sky. Now, usually when I teach sun salutations, I teach us holding down dog for usually about 5 breaths or at least 3. Now, we're going to do a few sun salutations, but we're actually going to speed it up a bit. So instead of holding in downward facing dog, the goal here is really to get your heart rate up. So we'll be just holding for about like half a breath. You exhale, press back to down dog, and then right away we'll be going forward into the next round, just so you know what to expect. Inhale, lift your heels and look forward. Step with your right foot and your left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach both arms. Bring your hands to your heart center and release your arms down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, empty. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, left foot, right foot, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, you use those same lower abs that we did in that forearm plank to press back to downward facing dog. Then inhale, lift your heels, look forward, step with your left foot and your right foot to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart and down by your side. Again, inhale, arms up and fold. Halfway lift. Hands down, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale your back bend. Use your lower abdomen to press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels up. Look forward, step or jump to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand all the way up. Hands to your heart and down by your side. Last time, and we'll just meet in a down dog. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Halfway lift. Hands down, step or jump back. Vinyasa. Meet in a downward facing dog. Now I want you to squeeze your legs and lift your right leg up. So your left leg's still nice and engaged. Bend your right knee, stack your hips. Spend a few moments wiggling that right leg around. So you could draw some circles. You could bend and straighten your leg. All right. Now hold that right leg nice and still. Try to tent your left hand. So press into the finger pads. Your palm is lifted. Now maybe, I like to even look forward here. Maybe you start to lift your left hand away from the mat. Maybe even reach back, tap or grab your right foot. This is really challenging. You're squeezing your left leg. Maybe even looking near the middle of your mat instead of looking back. Gently put your left hand back down. Start to shift forward and roll to the outside edge of your left foot. Step your right foot behind you for wild thing. Send your hips to the sky. Stack your left shoulder over your wrist. Slowly lower your hips all the way down to the mat. So your left leg is extended towards the back of the mat. Nice and straight. Hug your right knee in towards you. You want about a fist in between your left leg and your right foot. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold towards your left leg. Hug your right knee in towards your shoulder. And then think about leading with your sternum and plugging your shoulders back. Release that and come back. Now take your right foot, step it across your left leg, and turn your right toes towards the long edge of your mat. So they're pointing, for me, they're pointing towards the window. Left hand outside left hip. I'll be rolling onto the outside edge of my left foot and lifting my hips up into like a horizon lunge, sunrise lunge. Send your hips to the sky. This could also be called modified side plank. The outside edge of my left foot is pressing down. My hips are going up to the sky. Now, can I lift my right foot up off the mat and place it back down? Bring my right knee towards my right elbow towards my right knee. I'm going to try to tap my left knee towards my left elbow as well, and step it back into that sunrise lunge. Tap my left knee towards my left elbow, and step it back toward that sunrise lunge. One more time, left knee towards my left elbow, step it back into that sunrise lunge. Reach my right arm up and over, put my right hand down, and step my right foot forward. So I'm in a runner's lunge, back knee down, and sinking back to a half splits. I might even walk my hands back a little bit here. If you've lost your breath, come back to it here. Stay here, or see if you can float your right leg up off the mat, even if just for a second. Right leg lift and lower. Right leg lift. Lower, last 3, 2, and 1. Rebend your right knee and reach both arms up to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Melt your hips forward and relax your shoulders. Press the top of your left ankle down, sturdy through your right heel, almost like you're trying to scissor your legs. Right hip coming back, left hip going forward. Big inhale, exhale, twist to your right. Left arm reach forward, right arm back. Squeeze your left glute, try to twist through your middle. You'll feel a nice wringing out of your lower back, your lower spine. Right hand to the back of your left thigh, reach your left arm up. Melt your left shoulder back down your spine. And exhale, put both hands on the mat, step back, chaturanga. All right, we'll meet in our down dog. Lift your left leg up, bend your knee, stack your hips, and take a few moments to just roll out that leg, move it around. Keep squeezing your right leg. All right, hold it still. Now, squeeze your right leg a lot. See if you can tent your right hand. So press through the pads of the fingers, lift the palm. If that's going well, you might float your right hand up off the mat and even start reaching it back to tap or even grab your left foot. I like to look near the middle of my mat or even towards the front of my mat. Great, 3, 2, gently release, right hand down. Roll forward into the outside edge of the right foot. Gently step left foot behind, wild thing. Hips to the sky, right shoulder over wrist. Firm your glutes. Slowly lower your hips all the way down. Extend your right leg straight towards the back of your mat. Make sure there's about 1 fist in between your right thigh and your left foot. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold and reach for your right foot. Keep hugging your left knee in towards you, stamping your left heel into the mat. Sternum forward, shoulders back for 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back. Place your right hand behind you where it just was for wild thing. Step your left foot across your right leg. So the left toes are pointing to the other long edge of the mat. As I roll to the outside edge of my right foot, I lift my hips up and my left arm up. So kind of a modified side plank, like I'm in a side plank on the right side, and I step my left foot in front of me. Now I'm gonna bring my left elbow towards my left knee, and as I shift weight into my right hand, I try to bring my right knee towards my right elbow. Step my right foot back into this sunrise lunge. Lift my hips up and try right knee towards right elbow. Big step back. One more time, right knee towards right elbow. Right leg back. Reach my left arm up, hips to the sky. Left hand down and step my left foot forward. Runner's lunge. Runner's lunge with the left foot forward. Drop your back knee, find a half split. You might walk the hands back a little bit. Breathing into the back of your leg. Just enjoy the stretch for a moment. Don't think about what's coming. All right, 5 times. See if you can lift your left leg up and lower. Even if it's just for a second, lift, lower. Even if it's just for a centimeter, lift, lower. 2 more. Last one. Rebend your left knee and reach both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Imagine your thighs being scissored together, left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, twist left. Imagine the backs of your hands pressing back. Use the exhale to really wring out your spine. Left hand, back of right thigh, reach your right arm up. Melt your right shoulder down your spine, but keep melting your hips forward. Big inhale, exhale, hands to the mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so things should be feeling pretty woken up and strong here. Lift your right leg up behind you. Try to keep your hips square. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Set your feet up like warrior one, but as you rise, straighten into both legs. So kind of a long pyramid stance. As you exhale, bend your right knee and cactus your arms, like you're in warrior one with cactus arms. Awesome. Come back up, spin it to the left, and exhale, goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Scoop your tailbone, feel your inner thighs go up and outer thighs go down. Now, I want you to start to hinge your torso forward, but keep pressing the knees outwards. You're actually not really using your hands at all. Maybe your fingertips go to the mat. Knees pressing outwards, so you'll obviously feel this in your legs. And if you're dumping into your low back, try to knit your ribs in. Look down at your mat for 3, 2, 1. Toes in, wide leg fold. You're already halfway there. Drop your head, walk your hands back in line with your feet a bit. Squeeze your legs, and then really press the outer edges of the feet down. It's really easy to press the inner edges down. You want to try to even that out a bit. All right, bring your hands to your waist, rise all the way up to stand. Take a warrior 2 towards the front of your mat. Now, keeping your legs strong and sturdy, like they're cemented in stone, I want you to just start to shift forwards and backwards, like someone's playing tug of war with your arms. Forwards and backwards. You can almost imagine your ribs kind of shifting over your hips because your lower body is staying strong and sturdy exactly where it is. Keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Reach your right arm up and back and squeeze your legs. Triangle pose. Reach your right hand towards your shin or grab your block. Reach your left arm up. Now really squeeze your abdomen, squeeze your legs. Feel your thigh muscles hug onto your thigh bones. Take your left hand to your waist to start, and then reach your right arm out so the right arm is parallel with the mat. I already feel this a lot in my core. If you want more, left arm can reach up. Imagine your right arm, your right palm is holding a tray. 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, bend your right knee, and windmill your left hand down. Step your right foot back to meet your left foot, chaturanga. I am really feeling the sides of my body working in these poses. I hope you are too. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Set your feet up like warrior 1, but then rise up straight legs. Exhale, bend your left knee and cactus your arms. Inhale, spin to your right. And exhale, goddess pose. You want to keep the legs cemented as they are. Knees point out over the toes. Start to hinge your torso forward. The goal is to get the torso kind of parallel with the mat. Look down. Now, last time we put our fingers on the mat, this time can you extend your arms forward? Maybe even grab your block like we did in that standing Ardha Uttanasana, holding the block. Maybe you do the same thing here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Hands down, turn your toes in and fold. Feel free to grab your feet or ankles. All right, bring your hands to your waist, rise up, spin your left toes out and find a warrior two. You want to keep your legs cemented as they are, like you're pressing your knees away from each other. Then reach your arms in opposite directions. Lower body stays still, just start to shift forwards and backwards. Again, like people are pulling your hands in opposite directions, but you're really just working from your core, from your torso, not the lower body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Reach up and back. Exhale, triangle pose. And feel free to shorten the stance. Feel free to grab a block. Squeeze your legs. If you're arching your back and flaring your ribs, can you imagine tucking your ribs in slightly? Bring your right hand to your waist to start. I like a little bend in the left knee here to avoid hyperextending. Extend your left arm forward like you're holding a tray. Squeeze your legs a lot. Maybe reach your right arm up. Hold here. Avoid arching your back for 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, look down. Right hand down, step back, chaturanga. All right, so we're going to move through that. Take some of the holds out, 1 breath per movement, just to get our heart rate back up. Sometimes those slow burns are a little harder, and sometimes quicker flows are a little harder. So for everyone, we all want to find a little bit of a challenge, whether it's in the holding or in the moving. Find your breath. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step forward. Set up like warrior one, and then rise straight legs. Exhale, cactus your arms and bend. Inhale, spin it to the left. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, let's just rise back up, star pose. Then take a warrior two to the front of your mat, nice and simple. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Exhale, we're just gonna windmill the hands down and step back, chaturanga. So really nice, simple flow here. Just to feel good, move your body around. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step forward. Straight legs, rise. Exhale, cactus and bend your left knee. Inhale, spin to the left, to the right. Exhale, goddess pose. Right back up and to the front, warrior two. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Exhale, windmill your hands down, step back, chaturanga. Again, right leg up. Exhale, step nice and softly. Warrior one with straight legs. Exhale, bend and cactus. Inhale, spin to the left. Exhale, goddess. Straight legs, back up. Around to the front, warrior two. Straight legs, reverse, look up at your right hand. Exhale, vinyasa. And left side, inhale, left leg. Exhale, step. Warrior one with straight legs. Rebend and cactus. Inhale to your right. Exhale, goddess. Straight legs, rise. To the front, warrior two. Straight legs, reverse triangle. And exhale, vinyasa. Meet back in your downward facing dog. Then we'll actually drop down to the knees into a tabletop. I want you to grab your block and put it the short height in between your thighs or your knees. So you're in a tabletop, kind of squeezing that block in. Tuck your toes down, catch your breath. Look down between your thumbs. Now squeezing that block in, hover your knees up off the mat. So you're in a floating tabletop. I teach this a lot without even using the block. But having the block here kind of helps you squeeze your inner thighs a little bit more. And you'll feel it in your transverse abs a bit more. Now, see if you can continue squeezing the block while you lift your right toes up off the mat. Maybe even point the toes back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right toes down, drop your knees. Let's come up to a camel pose. You could even leave that block there if it doesn't bother you. Put your hands on your low back. Gently nudge your hips forward and lean back. Firm your glutes, top of your ankles, press down. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Now, replace the block if you moved it. Tuck your toes. Focus on the inner thigh squeeze as you hover your shins and knees up off the mat. So you're squeezing that block in. Stay there. See if you can float your left toes up off the mat and point them back. Try to keep your hips level. Look down between your thumbs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left toes down. Release your knees down. Again, you can keep the block there, but we will be removing it after this round. So if you want to remove it now, we'll take another camel pose. Hands to your low back. Nudge your hips forward. Stay there, or maybe this time you do reach back for your heels. Feel a little bit more length through the front of your body. Continue to press your hips forward and puff up your chest. Lift your chin, stretch your throat for 3, 2, and 1. Lift your torso back up. Hands down, round your back, cat pose. And let's meet back in our downward facing dog. I really hope you're feeling this by now. I don't do a lot of these moves often. I definitely should. They're very challenging. So it's really good to work some different muscles that we don't often work, some of those smaller muscles. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, crunch your right knee towards your left elbow. Roll to the inside edge of your left foot, but keep your right leg floating. Reach your left arm up. So you're kind of in a side plank, but this time the bottom leg is what's lifted. Hug your right knee in towards you. You'll feel your right oblique. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Bend your left knee also. So you're in like a figure 4, almost in like a side plank. But it's the bottom leg in your figure 4. Both knees are bent. You should honestly feel somewhat of a stretch here. It should be a little bit challenging, but more of a stretch. Now try to keep that figure 4 as you put your left hand down. Roll to the outside edge of your left foot. Now you're in a side plank on the left side with figure 4. And then we'll step that right foot in front for our sunrise lunge. This should feel familiar. Right arm reaching up or extending. Press your hips to the sky. Right hand down, step your right foot forward. Drop your back knee and reach both arms up, low lunge. Exhale, take a prayer twist to the right. Hook your left elbow outside of your knee and press your right palm down into your left palm. Get your sternum towards your thumbs and think about twisting from your belly, from your abdomen, not from your hips. All right, unwind that. We're gonna come into a half split. You might like to grab your block and place it kind of inside of your left calf or left ankle. Now we're gonna come into our half split, but bring our hands up to our waist. So you're kneeling on your left leg with your right leg extended. Now you wanna think right hip back, left hip a little forward. Start to bring your right hand to your waist and reach your left arm up. Now if this hurts your knees, I like to tuck my back toes. So my left arm is reaching up, right hand on my waist. I'm gonna start to lean back like a camel pose. My right hand may or may not reach back for the block or even for my left heel. Left heel would be a little bit more advanced. The block is a nice place to start. It kind of lifts the ground up towards you. So I'm sending my hips forward, my right leg is extended, and then I want to try to point my right toes. 3, 2, 1. All right, release that. Spin my left shin behind us. Left hand at the back of your mat, modified side plank. We've done so many different kinds of side plank today. This is the kind I usually like to teach. Left hand back of the mat, left toes pointing off the mat behind you, and then your right foot like a nice regular plank pose. Press down into your right foot, and then start to hover your left knee up off the mat. So this is exactly what we did on the other side, but we just came from down dog. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, bend your right knee also. So you're in a figure 4 position. Your left hand's, imagine sliding a piece of paper towards the back of your mat. You're kind of sinking your butt towards your right heel. Keep this figure 4 as you put your right hand down, roll to the outside edge of your right foot, and come into a side plank with figure 4. Then step your left foot in front of your right leg into your sunrise lunge. Send your hips up to the sky. All right, left hand down, step your left foot forward and drop your back knee. Reach both arms up and prayer twist to your left. Press your left palm down into your right palm. Get your sternum towards your thumbs. Squeeze your right glute. Release your twist. Start to sink back. Again, you might place this block at the inside of your right calf or your right shin. My left leg is extended straight. I'm going to start with my right hand to my waist, left arm reaching up. Remember, you can always tuck your right toes if that helps you feel more stable. Start to lean your hips forward and reach your left hand back towards the block or towards your heel. Maybe reach your right arm up. Maybe point your left toes. Continue to send your hips forward and look up at the sky for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Release that. Spin your right shin behind you. Right hand at the front of your mat. Modified side plank. So the right hand, the knee, and the left foot are all on one line. Extend your left arm up and over. Then bring your left hand down. Step your right foot back to high plank, where we'll hold for 5. Scoop your tailbone towards your heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, hopefully you've also been feeling this in your back, because it's not just your front that makes up your core. So we're going to do a few more back strengtheners here. Let's go ahead and extend your arms forward, palms face down. We're going to do an exercise called TYI. It's just kind of as it sounds. So you're starting in this I shape. Everything lift up like a Superman, Superwoman pose. And then exhale, bring that down. Move your hands out about 30 degrees and lift up to a Y shape. And bring it back down. Then extend your arms out to your sides like a T shape. Lift up and bring it down. Y shape, lift, lower, extend forward, I shape, lift, lower, Y shape, lift, lower, T shape, lift, lower, Y shape, lift, lower. Can you get a little higher each time? I shape, lower. One more round, Y shape, lift, lower, T shape, lift, lower, Y shape, lift, lower, I shape, lift, hold 5. Point your toes, 4. Look down near the front of your mat, 3, 2, 1. Hands by your side, roll up, cobra pose, and sink it back, child's pose. Take a big breath in. Fill up the back of your lungs and exhale. All right, shift yourself forward, cross your ankles, and we'll meet in a comfortable seated position. Flex your feet and place your hands by your side, fingers pointing forward. Now really press down into your hands. Think about pulling your chest forward and melting your shoulders down your spine. Pressing down into your hands, squeeze your legs, maybe even lift your heels. When you start to do this, you'll feel your lower abs. Without even really lifting anything up, you're just engaging in the pose a little bit more. Then relax so you can feel the difference. When you relax, you round your back a little bit, your arms aren't squeezing, your legs aren't squeezing. So then again, flex your feet, squeeze your legs, press your hands down into the mat, gentle tuck of your chin. You might even feel your heels lift. Pull your belly button back, and you sit up a little taller for 3, 2, 1. Completely relax. Wiggle into your sitting bones. Move your butt back a little more. Now we'll take a fold, arms up, and exhale, fold. Breathing into the back of your body, the back of your lungs, your lower back. I know we did quite a bit with the thoracic spine. We did some back bending, a lot of core work, working around the spine and some twisting. Walk your hands back towards you. Bump your hips forward, and it would not be a core focus class without a little bit of Navasana boat pose. Now, I actually took a class the other day and we did this fun drill that I had never done before. So I'm gonna teach it to you guys if you have a block. You're gonna start with the block in between your feet. You're gonna lift up to a Navasana boat pose. Now the goal is to try to toss the block and catch it with my hands. That's challenging, but the really challenging part is then I try to toss the block with my hands and catch it with my feet. So not only requires some core work, but it requires quite a bit of coordination. So if you want to give that a shot, that would be, I think, a little bit harder with like a volleyball or a soccer ball, but you could definitely try. Cork block would probably be harder because it's a little bit heavier. So these kind of foamy blocks are probably the best thing to play around with. So give that a shot, test your coordination. I could not do even one at first, and I've gotten quite a bit better. So you can definitely see the improvement. Once you've tried that a few times, you can remove the block and lie all the way down onto your back. Hopefully you don't have any downstairs neighbors because they'll be wondering what is going on up there. All right. Let's come all the way down onto our backs. And we're going to take a figure four since we didn't really stretch out our hips yet. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and then pull your legs in towards you. Flex your right toes. Feel free to wiggle around a little bit side to side. Release that grip, put your left foot on the mat. It's like a half happy baby. Right hand, grab your right foot and pull your shin bone down towards your knee. You might keep the left leg bent if that feels good, or extend your left leg all the way forward for a little bit more sensation. Feel a nice opening through your right inner thigh. Release that grip and take your right leg out to the right. Right hand on the right knee. Yeah, you might place left hand top of left thigh. So feel like you're opening your hips a little bit. And then slowly guide your right knee all the way across your body over to the left for a twist. Roll onto your back. Put your feet on the mat and cross your left ankle over your left thigh. Let's take our figure four first. Pull your legs in towards you. Flex your left toes. Maybe wiggle a little bit side to side. Release that grip. Put your right foot on the mat. Hug your left knee towards your left armpit. Grab your foot or ankle for half happy baby. If right foot on the mat feels good, stay there or extend your right leg. Pull your left shin bone down in towards the knee joint and gently tuck your chin. 3, 2, 1. Release grip. Left leg out to the left. You can add some pressure with your hands to feel a little bit more hip opening. Guide your left knee all the way across your body to the right. Look off to your left, supine twist. Slowly unwind onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And if you'd like to take a supported or regular shoulder stand, you can grab your block. We already did quite a bit of back bending, so I'm going to skip that at the end. If you want to add in any back bends, go for it. Otherwise, supported or regular shoulder stand. Or just a waterfall shape with your feet stacked over your knees, over your hips. If you're doing a supported shoulder stand, it's great. You don't need to engage a lot. If you're using your hands to support yourself, you'll have to engage your core quite a bit. You want to firm your glutes, even squeeze your legs, and kind of flointing your feet, like spreading your toes out. So same pose, but that one's a little bit more active. If you're in shoulder stand, you might like to take your legs over your head for plow pose. Your toes may or may not touch the mat. Press the back of your skull down. Maybe bend your knees for ear pressure pose. When you're ready, slowly start to make your way all the way down, one vertebrae at a time, and you might need to remove that block. If there's any final pose or stretch you'd like to take here, now is a wonderful time to do so. When you're ready, we'll make our way into a final resting position. You might like to come full circle and bring the bottoms of your feet together with your knees out wide. In Supta Baddha Konasana, if you'd rather just extend your legs, feel free to do that. Start to feel a dropping in. So letting the practice go, letting all the work, the effort, the squeezing, the contracting. Completely relax your muscles. Any residual tension or holding, scan your body for that and let it go. Allow yourself to receive the benefits of your practice. This is equally, if not more important, than the remainder, the poses, the breathing. I want to practice the stillness just as much. Slowly start to bring your breath, bring your awareness back. You might notice your physical body, any thoughts. Feel free to wiggle your fingers, your toes. And just notice where your mind is at. Hopefully a little bit clearer, a little bit lighter than when you first stepped on your mat. If there's anything you can let go of further, now's a wonderful time to do that. Take a big stretch, arms overhead. Hug your knees in, and then roll to your right or left side, fetal position. Gradually make your way to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. We'll meet with the hands at heart center. Take a moment to honor your body, honor your practice. We do the physical practice to take care of our physical body. The breathing and the stillness, that's the mental practice. So you got to take care of both. So not just the body, not just exercise. I know a lot of us came to yoga because of the exercise component. And you kind of find all the other stuff after. You find the peace, the calm, maybe anxiety soothing. Take a moment, enjoy the stillness you've created. Take a big breath in and exhale. Thank you guys for sharing your practice with me and allowing me to be your guide. If you have any questions about this class, let me know in the comments below. If you like this style of class a little bit more strength focused or drill focused, please, I always appreciate your feedback, whether you like that or not. If there's something you really want to see on my channel, let me know in the comments. I do read all of them. Hope you have a wonderful, great, fabulous day, evening, whatever it is by you, and I will see you back again next week. Hopefully you have a post-yoga high just like I am feeling. I'm having a rough time with my words, so I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.